As students head back to school, many risk getting lost in class size and lost in the crowd. Class size has been an ongoing problem in Arizona. We've been hearing from many parents and teachers these first couple of weeks of the school year about bloated class sizes. And Joe is working to verify whether the problem is getting better or worse.
Yeah, it's tough to get a handle on this. People disagree on the numbers. In a few weeks, we will get our first numbers about how bad the teacher vacancy rate is. That will help us better understand how much districts are struggling to fill teaching positions. In the meantime, we're hearing from a lot of you parents. The research is clear. Smaller classes give students a better chance at success. Groups like the National Science Teachers Association recommend no more than 24 students per class, and other groups recommend classes of younger learners to be in the teens. The Arizona Auditor General reports student-to-teacher ratios haven't changed over the past 3 years and stand right at 18.5 students to every teacher. But that number doesn't tell the story of what's happening in many classrooms around the state. Former Arizona Teacher of the Year and State Senate candidate Christine Marsh posting this on social media last week. Note the camping chairs in this photo. We have a class size problem in Arizona. I have 37 freshmen in one class, and I've heard about classes with more. We run out of chairs and desks. Elementary school teacher Janie tells us she has 5 classes of 7th grade readers averaging 33 per hour. Rochelle tells us 35 in my son's freshman lab biology class. Kelly tells us my daughter has 40 students in her algebra class. With an infusion of new money to schools, it's not yet clear whether class sizes are getting better or worse in Arizona. The Arizona Department of Ed tells us there simply is not a reliable number that is self-reported by schools for teacher-to-student ratios. Now, I asked the Auditor General if that 18.5 student-to-certified teacher ratio is low. It really seems low. Well, a researcher tells me that it represents an average overall, that some classes are higher, others are specialized classes with lower numbers. So let us know what you're seeing out there. Join the discussion right now on Facebook. One education expert tells us if you're concerned about the amount of students in your child's class, speak up. Tell your principal, your school board, and your state legislature. And don't be afraid to ask the school for extra support for your child.